personal, something.
Listen to me. Nothing in this life is coming for free. No, you're paying a fee. Just make sure you keepin' all of them receipts. Yeah, I want me defeated, cause I got people that's depending on me. I know I'm distant, it's not what it seems. Give me some time and you'll see what I mean. The bigger the bang, making it harder to peep out the seam. I say what I mean. If you do not like it, you know how to leave. Them blessings received straight to my knees when they raining on me. I'm truly thankful I got what I need. Done with the worry, my heart is relieved. Look to the sky, asking why you hold me down. I don't deserve it, but I use your wings to help me fly. No, I ain't perfect, but through your grace it seems to shine. The darkest places, use your light, and knowing that I'll be alright, right? I'm learning my lessons, I get it. It's so much that's gonna come with it. Before you, I handle my business. No, I'm not really tripping. You standing here is my witness, so I can't be out here pretending. I'm focused on all of these winnings. I'm with you, it's only beginning. Feeling what's missing. Get my fuel up, gotta use cup. When I'm done, I'm making sure I'm shining. If I screw up, then I look up, asking you to please to make it right. And I know that I think about how much you save me. I'm born again. I'm born again. I think about how much you save me. I'm born again. I'm born again. I think about how much you save me. I'm born again. Oh, 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 oh. Show right.
Hey, big salute, family. This your brother Kjudah, giving all praise to the Most High Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To my Israelite family worldwide, I say peace and blessings. Big salute to all my brothers and sisters in the chat. Big salute to the CUC family and the FOPE family. Let me say this, family. We have been lied to as a people. All our life, we all heard in the church, turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. Pray not when your enemies fall. Pray not when your enemies fall. But the Bible gonna show you today the understanding of turn the other cheek, and also the understanding of pray not when your enemies fall. We're gonna let the Bible do all the talking. We're gonna let the precepts do all the talking. We're gonna line everything up so you can hear Yah and Yahshua's voice through the word. Because I didn't heard this all my life. Young man, turn the other cheek. Young woman, turn the other cheek. So we gonna see today if that's what Yah is talking about. Because the Bible do say turn the other cheek. But we gonna see what is he talking about. Because when you go to church, they gonna have you thinking you just supposed to let people just be up on you. And you don't supposed to do nothing. I mean, just let them get your knots looking like Martin Lawrence when Tommy Hearns put them knots on them. In your mind, they gonna have you thinking, allow that to happen. But the Bible gonna show you something different. So get you a Bible. Get you some pen and paper. And write this down so when somebody run up on you with that turn the other cheek and pray not when your enemy fall, you will have the scriptures to combat that nonsense. Let's get it. Your brother Kjudah gonna go here a little and there a little. Here a little and there a little. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. And your brother Kjudah going to pick it up at verse 38. The book of Matthew chapter 5. And your brother Kjudah is going to pick it up at verse 38. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 38, and it reads, ye have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. First of all, who is he talking to? Who is Yahshua talking to? He talking to the Israelites. So let's go back to the Old Testament and see who was this law given to. Let's go to Exodus 21. And your brother Kjudah going to read verse 1. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 20 to 25. 20 through 25. Exodus 21. The book of Exodus. Chapter 21. And I'm going to read verse 1. And then I'm going to jump down to verse 20 through 25. Exodus 21 and verse 1. And it reads, now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. Who are the them? The Israelites, family. These are the judgments that you should set before them. The them are the same people he made a covenant with, which are the children of Israel. Now jump down to verse 20 through 25. 20 through 25. And it reads, and if a man smite his servant, turn the other cheek. Y'all got that? If a man smite his servant, that's the same thing I just read in Matthew. You have heard it have been said, an eye for an eye. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he should surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he should not be punished, for he is his money. And if a man strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he should surely be punished, according as the woman husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, strike for strike. Hold up, Lord. Hold up, Lord. I got enough common sense to know you don't go against your own word, Lord. So for the people in the back, Lord, before they say you contradicting yourself, that means we got to do a little bit more investigation. Why did you say it has been said, an eye for an eye? What was you trying to teach man, Lord? You was trying to teach man something. What was it? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19, and we're going right back to Matthew after this. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19. Now remember what the Bible just said. If a man smite his servant, that he die. Or if a man hurt a woman, that her fruit depart from her, meaning cause her to lose her baby. And then he went and said, an eye for an eye, life for life, tooth for tooth, burning for burning. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19. Deuteronomy chapter 19. I'm going to pick it up at verse 1 through 5. Deuteronomy chapter 19. And then after this, we're going right back to Matthew. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 1 through 5. And then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. And it reads, when the Lord thy God have cut off the nations, whom the land the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their cities, and in thy houses. Thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coast of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to inherit it, unto 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. And this is the case of the slayer, which shall flee thither, that he may live. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in time past, as when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down a tree, and the head slippeth from the heave, and lighted upon this neighbor, that he die. He shall flee unto one of those cities and live. Jump down to verse 8 through 12. 8 through 12. And it reads, and if the Lord thy God enlarge thy coast, as he has sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers, if thou should keep all these commandments, to do them, which I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God, and to walk ever in his ways, then should thou add 3 cities more for thee, besides these 3, that innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. But if any man hate his neighbor, and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die, and fled into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood. Y'all remember, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, life for life, burning for burning. But when Yahshua came on the scene, family, he was trying to teach man something. And I'm going to let the Bible tell you what it is. Because in the Old Testament, if you kill somebody and mischief follow, they coming to get you and deliver you to the avenger of blood. So he going to slay you. Verse 11 again. But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally, that he die, and fled into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. That I should not pity him, but thou shalt put away the gift of innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. So y'all heard the Lord, right? We got better understanding when he said, you have heard that it has been said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, life for life, burning for burning. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 5, and this time 38 through 39. Matthew chapter 5. And this time, verse 38 through 39. Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 through 39, and it reads, ye have heard that it have been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Hold up, Lord. Come on, man. You're confusing me, man. That's what the people say, Lord. You confusing me, Lord. But I know you ain't confusing me. And I know you ain't confusing your people. The Lord is trying to teach man how to rule his own soul, family. It's no different than to stand your grown gun laws. When you putting them type of laws in place, what you think it do to a man's mind? You think it's going to teach him how to rule his own soul? Or do you think it's going to be a continuation of bloodshed? So the Lord didn't want that. That's why he said, and if he smites you, but he's talking to Israel, remember now, you should teach them these commandments, talking to Israel. So let's say, for instance, a brother hit you. Now we know you will hit the brother back, or you might even hurt the brother worse. But let's say, for instance, you give him a pass and say, hey, go on about your business, man. You ruled your own soul. You could have hurt the brother, but you let him make it, and both of y'all still live to see another day. So the point I'm making is that the Lord is trying to teach us how to rule our soul, how to rule our thoughts. Because let's be real, family. If we had eye for an eye, and the Lord would have never said, if somebody smites you, turn at the other side, man, it'll be a continuation of killing. It will be a continuation of killing. Nobody would want to rule their own soul if it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You hurt one of mine, I'm coming to get one of yours. So when Yahshua came on the scene, not that he changed anything, he's just trying to teach us how to rule those thoughts, how to rule our soul. Let me show you. This is what he was trying to do. This why he did not allow nobody to hurt Cain, because he did not want a continuation of killing. That's why Cain say, he that find me gonna slay me. And then who? And after they slain Cain, they would have found that person and killed him. A continuation of killing. Nobody would have knew how to rule their soul. How we know that? Let's go to Genesis chapter 4. The book of Genesis chapter 4. And your brother King Kjudah is going to pick it up at verse 1 through 5. The Lord do not change his word, family. When Yahshua came on the scene, when you dealing with a people like Israel, you can't get these Negroes no eye for no eye today, no tooth for no tooth. They will abuse the scriptures and say, well, the Bible say eye for an eye. So the Lord say, learn how to rule your soul. Learn how to rule those thoughts when they come to your brothers and sisters. It don't always got to be picking up that gun. It don't always have to be throwing those hands. Somebody got to be the bigger person so both of y'all can live to see another day. That's ruling your soul. Let's go to Genesis chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah gonna read verse 1 through 5. Let me show you in the scriptures. This is why the Lord did not allow nobody to kill Cain, because he didn't want that continuation of bloodshed. Genesis chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah is going to pick it up at verse 1 through 5. Then I'll tell you what I'm going to skip down. And it reads, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I've gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought unto the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? Now jump down to verse 8 through 15. 8 through 15. And listen to what the Lord about to say. Verse 8, and it reads, and Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him, a man who did not know how to rule his own soul. A man who did not know how to rule his own soul when it came to his own brother. Verse 9, and the Lord said unto Cain, where's Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Trying to get smart with the Lord. Verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. The blood is crying for judgment. Not that the blood actually crying. Righteous judgment. How we know that? Because in the book of Revelation, they say, how long, Lord, would you not avenge our blood? It's always good to learn some on your way to learning something, family. Verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond should thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone, read that again, Kjudah, that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. So hold up, Lord. I thought you say eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth. Burning for burning, life for life. But you did something right here, Lord. That was very wise of you, Lord. That's why I say your wisdom and your knowledge exceeds all wisdom and knowledge. Because you did something, Lord. Because if you did not put it in place, it would have been a continuation of killing amongst Israelites. But at this time, they wasn't called Israelites. But y'all know the point I'm making. Our forefathers. So what did you say, Lord? Verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayed Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. Hold up, why? Why? Cain just killed somebody. Now, why would vengeance be taken on? Oh, because you don't want a continuation of bloodshed amongst your people. So somebody would have found Cain, would have killed Cain. Somebody would have found the one who killed Cain and killed him. And it just would have kept going of nothing but bloodshed. So when you get to the New Testament, when the Lord say, you have heard it has been said, eye for an eye. But he that smites you on your cheek, because the Lord trying to teach you how to rule your soul. Because most of us don't know how to rule our soul. Man step on your shoe, he gets shot. Man bump into you, he gets shot. Man look at you the wrong way, he gets shot. You don't know how to rule your soul. Somebody got to be the bigger person in a situation and let the Lord fight that battle that day. Because vengeance is his, not yours. Now, it's the Lord telling you, if somebody break into your house, not to defend yourself. It's the Lord telling you if somebody try to harm you, not to defend yourself. The Lord is telling you just try to rule your soul, man. So he never changed anything. Teaching men principles. The first rule of everything is to rule your own soul. Rule it and put it in subjection and let your brother and sister make it. And let the Lord fight your battles. So this is why the Lord told anybody who hurt Cain, vengeance should be taken on you sevenfold. Verse 15 again. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayed Cain, vengeance should be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him. Why, Kjudah? Because what he just did to Abel. Abel was a righteous man. And you know you got those people in your family that you don't want nothing to happen to them because of who they are. And those avengers of blood will come and get you. So the Lord say, let me put an end to this right now. Don't touch Cain. Because all it's going to do is have y'all just killing. That's why the Lord said this. The Lord said this, that Cain was not able to put in place. Let's go to Proverbs 16 and verse 32. Proverbs 16 and verse 32. I told y'all the Bible gonna do that talking, man. Write this down, please. So when you run across somebody with that turn of the cheek, you will be able to tell them all the Lord was trying to do when he said turn of the cheek is teaching us how to rule our soul, that we don't always have to jump the gun and go to violence first. That's it. That's it. Proverbs 16. And your brother Kjudah is going to read one verse, verse 32. Proverbs 16 and verse 32. And it reads, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. Read that again, Kjudah. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. And he that ruleth his spirit, what the Lord was trying to teach him, Kjudah. He that ruleth his spirit, what the Lord was trying to teach him, Kjudah. He that ruleth his spirit, then he that can take a city. The man who know how to rule his own spirit is better than the man who can take a whole city. So the Bible is giving you understanding through the precepts. He that is slow to anger and he that know how to rule his spirit is better than a man who can take a whole city. Can I get one more precept for the people in the back, for the people to the left, and for the people to the right? Let's go to Proverbs 25 and one verse, verse 28. Proverbs 25 and one verse, verse 28. Proverbs 25 and verse 28. And it reads, he that have no rule over his own spirit. Read that again, Kjudah. He that have no rule, no control, no self-control. That's why the Lord say turn other cheek. He was talking to Israel. Turn your other cheek for your brother and your sister. If they hit you, rule your own soul and walk away to live to see another day. That nobody get hurt, and let the Lord fight your battles. You don't always have to fight your battles, Israel. You don't always have to fight, Israel. Sometimes you walking away doesn't make you weak. It make you strong. Is it hard? Absolutely. Can you do it? Absolutely. Rule your own spirit, rule your soul. Verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You are easily angry, easily gonna react, easily gonna hurt somebody, easily gonna start fighting. You just like a city that's broken down with no walls. Anybody can get you mad. They can just come into your mind and play with your mind like the devil do, because a man's mind is the devil's playground. A woman's mind is the devil's playground. That's your heart, is your mind. Don't you know your mind is also spirit? That's why the Lord say worship me in spirit and in truth. How can you do it? Through your mind. So rule your thoughts, rule your mind. And put your mind and your spirit in subjection under the hand of Yah, and be the bigger person and turn the other cheek from your Israelite brother and sister. When they trying to harm you, walk away. Now, I'm not saying just they trying to hurt you and kill you or something now. That's why the Lord allowed certain people to get off. Like the woman in Chicago. The Lord intervened in that thing and allowed her and her son to walk away scot-free. Why? Because the Lord watched and behold all our actions. And he knew there was no mischief in that woman's heart to commit that act, or her son. That's why the Lord intervened and allowed them to walk out scot-free. The brother did not know how to rule his own soul. So where is he today? Flatline. Flatline. If he would have ruled his own soul, he'll be living to see another day. But he hit that woman multiple times, and she never hit him back. She never hit him back. She wasn't swinging on the man. He was swinging on a woman. And it caused all type of controversy in the media on the news and in Israel. You had people on one side saying she was in the wrong, people on the other side saying they was in the right. But out of all that, the Lord intervened, the ultimate judge. And he made the decision to allow them to walk scot-free. So understand what you're hearing this day. That the Lord is trying to teach you, Israel, to rule your soul. Because if you don't rule it, somebody gonna rule it for you and flatline you. Like the man in Chicago. Like the man in Chicago. And many other cases that you see when our people just react without thinking. Put your thinking cap on, family. Think before you react. Because you don't know that can be your last day alive. Reacting hastily. Verse 28 one more time. Proverbs 25 and verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Let's go to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, because Paul wants you to know something. Let's go to Romans 12, 14 through 21. 14 through 21. Romans chapter 12. 14 through 21. And it reads, bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condense to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceit. Recompense no man evil for evil. Read that again, Kjudah. Recompense no man evil for evil. One more time, Kjudah. Recompense no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. The Bible just told you, man, recompense not evil for evil, because all it's going to do is a continuation of evil and killing and murder. Somebody going to have to be the bigger person. Even the people call you weak. You live to be weak another day. Let them call you what they want to call you. You still alive, though, because you walked away. You ruled your spirit. You allow the Lord to fight your battles. And you did not hurt your brother. He did not hurt you, even though he is the aggressor. He causing an offense. But you ruled your own spirit, and you let that Negro make it. You let him make it. When you know in your mind you are flatline him. But you say, I'm not going to go there with you, brother. Let me be about mine. But he continued to egg it on. But you ruled your spirit. And you allowed him to make it. Big salute to all those who can rule their spirit, even though it's hard to do, man. It is hard to rule their spirit. Anybody telling you it's easy, they lying. But try to rule it, though. Try to rule it. Verse 18, if it be possible, as much as lied in you, live peaceably with all men, dearly beloved. Avenge not yourselves, dearly beloved. Avenge not yourselves, dearly beloved. Avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. That's why Yahshua trying to teach you how to rule your soul. That's why Yahshua was trying to teach you how to rule your soul. That's why he say turn the other cheek. Don't avenge yourself. Let the Lord fight your battles. He gonna repay. So the man who caused the offense, he gonna get dealt with. But the Lord gonna bless you. And this light gonna shine upon you because you rule that spirit. Verse 20, Therefore, if thy enemy be hungry, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Now we know, according to the Bible, the Lord showed compassion to others outside of Israel. When he healed that woman who say her daughter is vexed, she can eat from the master's table, the crumbs. He healed the centurion soldier. So all I'm saying, Israel, when it comes to your brothers and sisters, you got to rule that spirit. You got to rule it. Because, man, we hurt each other over nothing. We hurt each other over nothing. Over a parking spot. Pow, pow, pow. Looking at me wrong, nigga. Pow, pow, pow. You stepped on my shoe. Pow, pow, pow. At the light. What's good, homie? Hey, what you looking at? Pow, pow, pow. In the apartment complex, everybody's squabbling. Next thing you know, pow, pow, pow. Nobody ruling their spirit. It's just gunfire, hatred, animosity, no love flowing through the Israelite communities of America. So that let me know, in order for a man to rule his spirit, he must be walking in the spirit. In order for a sister to rule her spirit, she must be walking in the spirit. Because anything outside of that, the devil is going to have his way in your mind, and your mind is the devil's playground. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians and get this out of the mouth of 2 or 3. We let it be established. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And I'm going to read verse 1 through 2. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 14. 1 Thessalonians. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1 through 2. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1 through 2. And it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so coming as a thief in the night. He gonna catch us off guard, man. And Israel, I just pray that when he do catch us off guard, we doing a little bit more better than what we doing today. Because, man, the stuff I see on social media, when it comes to the way we do each other, man, we have no self-control over our own spirit. The devil is having his way and he laughing. Because we harm each other over nothing, man. Over nothing. Over nothing. Jump down to verse 15. Verse 15. And it reads, see that none render evil for evil unto any man, but every falleth that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. This is why the Lord say, live in peace with all men, man. Because you keep yourself out of a world of trouble. Because sometimes trouble just find you. Meaning people just go out their way to try to bring that trouble. So that's why the Bible say, as much as lied in you, as much as you can self-control yourself, live in peace with all men. But don't get me wrong. Sometimes your hand is pushed to the limit to where you have no choice but to defend yourself. That's why the Lord say, as much as lied in you, do it. Because the Lord is very smart, Israel. He knows sometimes you're going to be pushed into a corner, like pushing a lion into a corner. And when you do that too many times, he bites. So the Lord is not ignorant of these matters. He's very wise. That's why he said, as much as lied in you. So he gave you some wiggle room because he know how these nations can be. And he also know how our people can be more than anything. Because when Negroes kill Negroes, they go brag on social media that I just caught a body. They go pee on the grave. They'll kill his ops mama while she weeping and mourning for her son at his gravesite. Sisters in Walmart blasting one at another. Inside the store. Bussing. Because they don't know how to rule their spirit. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 5. And we're going to pick it up at verse 39. Then I'm going to skip down to 43 through 44. 43 through 44. Matthew chapter 5, verse 39. And then I'm going to jump down to verse 43 to 44. So the Lord is not contradicting himself. He never changed nothing. He's just trying to teach you how to rule your soul and your spirit, which is your mind. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 39. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 39. And it reads, but I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Now jump down to verse 43 to 44. 43 to 44. And it reads, ye have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. We got to get understanding of this. Hold up, Lord. I'm confused again. I'm confused, Lord. You said, but I say unto you, verse 44. You say, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Who are you talking about? Israel or everybody? Because if you're talking about everybody, and we know the Bible don't contradict itself, that means I got to do some digging. I got to do some lining up on line, precept on precept to get that understanding. Because you're going to use Israel for something, because so you can't be talking about everybody. How we know that? Now, as an individual, you make that decision, Israel. When you come in contact with somebody of another nationality, I can't tell you how to respond. I'm talking about whether you're feed a Gentile, have compassion on them, or whether you'll turn away from them. I can't tell you what to do. But I know I'm about to read this to you to show you you can't be talking about everybody, meaning nationalities as a whole. Why? I'm about to show you why. Let's go to Jeremiah 51. Because what I'm about to read, if it goes with this, it doesn't make any sense. He say, pray for those who persecute us, right? And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, right? So why are we going to do this then? If we just supposed to pray for them, the Lord should not be using us to do this. I'm telling y'all, he was talking to Israel. Y'all got to understand. But when you come in contact with an individual of another nationality, you got to make that judgment call. But I'm talking about as a nation of people. As a nation of people. Not individuals. As a nation of people. We're going to do this to those who persecute us. This is Jeremiah 51. Now I see why the Lord say line must be up on line. Because a person to read one scripture and the nationalities of the world will say, you see, he said, you're supposed to pray for us. You're supposed to have compassion upon us. You're supposed to love us while they kill us all day, lynch us all day, feed us to dog, cut the babies out. They can do anything they want, and they have programmed our mind to love them no matter what. And you have been woefully misinformed, Israel. Turn the other cheek is for your brother and sister. If that wasn't the case, why do the Lord allow some Negroes to get off when they harm Gentiles? I mean in self-defense. When a Gentile keep pushing, he keep pushing, or she keep pushing, or he keep pushing. And that Negro, boy, light fire into them. Why do the Lord allow them to get off then? If you're just supposed to take the persecution, pray for them that despitefully use you. He talking about your own people, man. The Lord say, I always taught in the synagogues where the Jews resorted at. He talking to his own people. Because if he wasn't, this should not be happening. And this haven't happened yet. Jeremiah 51. And your brother Kjudah going to read 1 through 2. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 17 through 24. 17 through 24. Listen closely. Jeremiah 51 verse 1 and 2, and it reads, Thus said the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of her, them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners, talking about Russia, Iran, and China, and all his allies, the nation coming from the north. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. Now jump down to verse 17 to 24. Now remember, Jeremiah 51 talking about Babylon is talking about the future Babylon. Not Nebuchadnezzar Babylon, family. Don't get the two confused. You got the Nebuchadnezzar Babylon and you got the future Babylon, which we know is the European Union, also associated with the Vatican Church. Mr. 666, Papa, the Pope. Oh, yeah. They all go together. The European Union, the 10 nations, like in Daniel, the 10 toes, with the Vatican City Church, the mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots, is the mother church, which is called Catholic Church, or Vatican City, who is a great whore. So these two go together. So let's see what he said, what we gonna do, though. Because I thought I was supposed to pray for those who persecute me. I mean, of the other nations, and all the nations of the earth, I'm supposed to be praying for them. You have been woe for the misinformed. What you mean, Kjudah? Verse 17. Every man is brutish by his own knowledge, and every founder is confounded by the graven image. For the molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of error. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, meaning the Most High Yah and Yahshua. For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod, the whooping stick of his inheritance. The rod, the whooping stick of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces nations. Hold up, man. I thought I was supposed to pray for my persecutors. What you doing using us to break nations in pieces? What you doing using us to break the nation, all the nations in pieces? So if you come in contact with an individual of another nationality, that's your judgment call, the way you gonna handle the situation. Meaning, whether you will feed them or whether they'll ask for your help and you'll do it. I can't tell nobody what to do. But I would tell you, in representing the Lord, you're going to always heap coals of fire on anybody's head, whether they Israel or another nationality. Just by doing the things that Christ would do. But you heard what he just said, right? Verse 20, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms, and with thee I will break in pieces the horse and its rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and its rider, and with thee also I will break in pieces man and woman, and with thee I will break in pieces old and young, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee I will break in pieces the captains and rulers. Verse 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldea all their evil they have done in Zion, in your sight, said the Lord. There you go. There you go. Y'all hear this? The Lord just said that he's going to use us to whoop up on nations. So when the Lord was saying, pray for those who persecute you, he's talking to Israel. Well, how you know he's talking to Israel, Kjudah? So what is he using us for to whoop up on these nations then? He just told you he's going to use us to destroy the horse and the rider, man and woman, husbandmen, nations, and kingdoms. That's what he said. So the Lord don't contradict himself. So you mean to tell me we're going to be used as a battle axe, but we still supposed to pray for those we're going to be used as a battle axe against? Man, I'm praying for Israel. The same way all other nationalities pray for their people and nobody else. When they go to war, do they pray for their enemies? No. They go in there and destroy both men, women, and children. Show me a nation when they about to go to war, they pray for those they about to fight against. Show me that. I ain't never read it. I ain't never read it. So how we know he was talking to the Jews? How we know he was talking to the Israelites? Let's go to John chapter 18. I told you the Bible going to do all the talking, man. The Lord is going to use you as a battle axe to destroy nations and kingdoms. These are your natural enemies. But the Bible say, as much light in you, live in peace with all men. And Israel, you have lived in peace with everybody but yourself. You have showed all mercy to everybody but your own. You have loved everybody but your own. You show compassion to everybody but your own. So yes, you have lived peaceably with all men but yourself. John chapter 18. John chapter 18. And your brother Kjudah going to read 1 through 3. Then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. 1 through 3. And I'm going to skip down to verse 19 through 20. John chapter 18, verse 1 through 3. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 19 through 20. And it reads, when Yahshua had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brook Cedron, where was a garden, into the which he entered, and his disciples. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Yahshua oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men, officers, from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither, and lanterns and torches and weapons. Now jump down. I always like to start at verse 1, but jump down to verse 19 through 20. 19 through 20. And it reads, the high priest then asked Yahshua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahshua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogues and in the temple where the Jews always resort. And in secret, I have said nothing. There you go, family. I always taught, and it's written in red. I always taught where the Jews resorted at. So when he was saying eye for an eye and turn the other cheek, he was talking to the Jews. Do y'all understand what the Bible is telling you, family? Pray for your brothers and sisters that persecute you. Rule your spirit, because we already know we're going to be persecuted by the nations. You see what I'm saying? But he also going to reverse it and use us as a battle axe to whoop up on nations. So y'all have to get into your mind. Stop being scared to pray for this society and all nations to fall. They have programmed your mind to pray for your enemies and this system and other systems that persecute you. David prayed against his enemies. All our forefathers, you better go read 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2. They prayed to God against their enemies. So don't be scared to ask the Lord to fight your battles and bring down your enemies. Have compassion for your brothers and sisters. If they persecute you, rule your spirit and go to Yah. If they hate you, go to Yah. Let Yah fight your battles. Let Yahshua fight your battles. Don't try to fight your own battles, man. You can't box better than Yah. Your jabs and uppercuts ain't like Yah's. He don't miss. You might slip the shoulder roll. You can't bob and weave that good, but Yah can. He don't take no punches. He don't take no punishment. He throwing all jabs and uppercuts, left hooks and everything. So do better one toward another. Do better. Do better. Now let's go deal with rejoice not when your enemy fall. Here go another scripture that these heathens or Gentiles like to use against us to say, you don't supposed to rejoice when we fall. The Lord told you not to rejoice when your enemy fall. That's what the nations are saying. You see how they programmed our mind? So in doing so, we are scared to pray to Yah to ask him to bring down our enemies because we have been programmed to say, hey, you don't supposed to do that, brother. You don't supposed to be praying against America. You're supposed to be praying for America. Are you serious? Are you serious? But this the mind of a lot of our people. So in praying against it, they pray for it. So they are praying for their oppressors to stay in power and continue to go through the oppression. Let's go to Proverbs 24. Because we didn't already deal with turn the other cheek. We got better understanding that those commandments was given to Israel and he was talking to Israel. Proverbs 24 and verse 17 through 18. Proverbs 24 and verse 17 through 18. And it reads, rejoice not when thy enemy falleth, and let not thy heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Did he say enemies or enemy? Singular. Enemy. Rejoice not when your enemy fall. Now hold up. I'm confused again, man. I'm confused again, family. You just said I should not rejoice when my enemy falleth. I got to go get this understanding. Did David and them rejoice when their enemy fell? Let's go see. Let's go to 1 Samuel, and I'm almost done. 1 Samuel, chapter 17, 1 through 5. 1 Samuel. Let's go see what happened with David. 1 Samuel 17 and 1 through 5. And then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. 1 Samuel 17, 1 through 5, and it reads, now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Shekar, which belonged to Judah, and pitched between Shekar and Ascah, and Ephraim Damian. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together, and pitched by the valley of Elah, and set the battle in array against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on the mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side, and there was a valley between them. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. And he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail. A coat of mail is like a shirt, you know, you put over your head. So a coat of mail is like this heavy thing that's go around your chest area and cover your back and all that. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's a coat of mail. And the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. Now jump down. We're going to get straight to the point. Jump down to verse 44 through 46. 44 through 46. What? Oh, here come little David. Here come little David. And I'm finna see, did David pray for the Philistines? Did they rejoice over the Philistines? Because y'all just told me. I'm talking about you nation. I don't supposed to rejoice when you fall. That's what y'all say. We supposed to pray for you and love you and give you hugs and kisses. Man, you've been woefully misinformed. I pray for the downfall of all nations. I pray for the downfall of all nations. 44 through 46, and it reads, and the Philistines said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowl of the air, and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hands, and I will smite thee, and take off thy head from thee. Woo! And I will give the carcass of the hosts of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. Woo! That gave me the chills. Jump down to verse 49. Jump down to verse 49 through 51. 49 through 51. 49 through 51. And it reads, and David put his hand in his bag and took this a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone stuck in his forehead, that the stone stuck into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistines with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistines, and took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. Kjudah, y'all out of pocket. Y'all should not be rejoicing over that Philistine. You sitting up here telling your people they should rejoice over their enemies. I didn't say it. The Bible about to say it. How we know that? Let's go right over to 1 Samuel 18, and let's see that they rejoice over these Philistines. Let's see, family, because maybe I'm wrong, or maybe the scripture's wrong. But we know the scripture's not wrong, and we know me reading the scriptures, I'm not wrong because I'm reading what I can see. So you nations are wrong when you telling my people to pray for your enemy, pray for America, pray for all nations. You've been woefully misinformed. Yeah, I do pray for the downfall of all nations and for the uprising of my people. The same way when y'all go to war with all nations, you pray for the victory. I pray for the victory of Yah and Yahshua to deliver Israel out of this shadow of death. So did they rejoice over the Philistines? Let's see. Because the Bible say rejoice not when your enemy fall, right? So that means what I'm about to read, the Bible contradicting itself. But nations, is not. 1 Samuel 18. And we're going to read 1 through 2, then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. And it reads, and it came to pass, when they had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. And Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day, and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Jump down to verse 6 and 7. Verse 6 and 7. And it reads, and it came to pass, as they came when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet the king Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. What they doing rejoicing over their enemy when he fall? What they doing rejoicing over their enemy when he fell? I thought we don't supposed to rejoice when our enemy fall. But what are they doing rejoicing? Verse 7, and the women answered one to another as they played and said, David, Saul have slain his thousands, and David his 10,000. They were singing, dancing, and rejoicing. That's why the Bible says you must read everything in context. Talk to me, Bishop Swarty. That's right. And that's what I've been telling them all night, my brother. In context, it's talking to Israel. I always taught where the Jews resorted at. That's who he talking to. Turn the other cheek is for my brother, not to hurt my brother, not to hurt my sister. Learning how to rule my own soul. Because we learned from Cain, he did not know how to rule his soul or his spirit. And the devil had his way in his mind because he became his playground. In his mind. So I just read to you that they rejoice over the fall of their enemy. So when Solomon wrote that and the book is written to Israelites, who you don't supposed to rejoice over when he stumbled and fallen? Your brother. Your sister. Knowledge. Let's go, family. To Isaiah chapter 14. So I can show you another precept. That at the fall of Babylon, there's going to be some singing. But I thought we don't supposed to rejoice when our enemy fall. Listen again to your Father in heaven and your big King, Yahshua Mashiach. I thought we don't supposed to rejoice when our enemy fall. So what I'm about to read should not say what I'm about to read. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14. And I'm going to read 1 through 7. And I have 4 more scriptures after this. Isaiah 14. And what I'm about to read should not say what I'm about to read. Isaiah chapter 14 and 1 through 7. Now, y'all remember in Jeremiah 51, verse 1 and 2 talked about Babylon. Well, the Lord about to talk about her again. And let's see what's going to happen at the fall of her. Since we're supposed to pray for you nations, but you have been woefully misinformed. You think you get to murder us, kill us, mistreat us? And then we turn around and pray for you to stay in power? You've been woefully misinformed, man. Isaiah 14, 1 through 7, and it reads, For the Lord would have mercy on Jacob, and would yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined unto them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Why, Kjudah? Verse 2, and the people shall take them, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, shall possess them, shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and for handmaids. It's going to be an upper class and a lower class. You would not be equal to the Israelites. You have been woefully misinformed again. You are going to serve like we served. It's just that I was going to be in righteousness. Yours was not in righteousness. Because you don't know what righteousness consists of. That's why you are a wild beast. You just murder and eat blood. Murder and eat blood. You love blood, you eat blood. You love blood and you eat blood. You love to kill. You love to murder. You love blood and you eat blood. Verse 2, and the people should take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel should possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they should take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord should give thee rest, that the Lord should give thee rest. Israel, we don't know what this feel like, but it's coming. That the Lord should give thee rest. Israel, we work all day, but it's coming. That the Lord should give thee rest. I know you tired and can't pay your bills, but the Lord should give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. What we gonna do when this happens? Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they break forth into singing, meaning rejoicing. But I thought we don't supposed to rejoice when our enemy fall. Knowledge. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18, 1 through 3. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 20. The Bible is handling its business. So all my brothers and sisters, from this day, you will never have to be lied to again. Now you are equipped with the scriptures of the Lord, Yah and Yahshua. If anybody come to you with that turn of the cheek, pray, don't rejoice when your enemy falling, you know he was talking to Israel. Because we using the scriptures that they rejoiced over their enemies when they fail. Revelations 18. Can we get some more? Can I get another precept? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Revelations 18. And your brother Kjudah going to read 1 through 3. Then I'm going to skip down to verse 20. And it reads, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wrath of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now jump down to verse 20, and let's see what happened. Verse 20. Jump down to verse 20, and it reads, rejoice over her. I thought all of her. Lord, you confusing your servant, Kjudah. Rejoice over her. You just told me not to rejoice when my enemy fall. Rejoice over her, thou heavens, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. So what are you nations talking about? We are going to rejoice at the fall of you nations. We should break forth into singing and dancing at the fall of you nations. We are not praying for you anymore, as you have brainwashed us to turn the other cheek, to pray for you. But we are woke now. The dry bones in the valley has risen, and we are woke, never to fall asleep again. And we are praying for your downfall, all you nations, that the Lord will avenge our forefathers' blood upon you, and the blood that you have shed in this time, and before time, and in past time, partner. So pray not that your enemies stand power, but pray that the Lord would avenge the blood of your fathers in this time on your enemies. And rule your spirit when you're dealing with your brothers and your sisters. They are not your enemy. Stop killing each other. Stop hating each other. Stop it. It gets you nowhere. And I'm going to be real. And we all are guilty of it. We all have been ignorant of ruling our own souls. All of us. But now we are new creatures in Yahshua. Rule your spirit, man, and walk away to live another day. Hurt not your brother. Hurt not your sisters. Now, sometimes, man, people just push you too hard to where you have no choice, man. That's why the Bible say, as it lied in you, meaning as much as you can contain your spirit, do it. Do it. Do it. Let's go to 2 Chronicles to show you another time our father rejoiced over their enemies. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 20. 2 Chronicles chapter 20. And I have two more scriptures after this. 2 Chronicles chapter 20. And I'm going to read 1 through 4. And I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. 2 Chronicles chapter 20. And your brother Kjudah going to read 1 through 4. And it reads, it came to pass after this also, that the children of Moab and the children of Ammon, and with them others beside the Ammonites, came against Jehoshaphat to battle. Then there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, there cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea on this side Syria. And behold, they be in Hazan Tamar, which is Igadah. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Even out of all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord. Y'all see? This what we supposed to be doing. I'm not saying we're going to all come together from each city, but whatever city you are in, we can all be on one accord and one spirit when we pray to the Lord. We can at least do that. We can all be on one accord when we pray to our Father, but it must be in spirit and in truth. It must be in spirit and in truth. Now jump down to verse 14 through 17. 14 through 17. 14 through 17. And it reads, then upon Jehaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Beaniah, the son of Jeiel, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asa, came the Spirit of the Lord in the midst of the congregation. And he said, hearken ye, all Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat. Thus said the Lord unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Tomorrow go ye down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziph, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook, before the wilderness of Jeruel. Ye should not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you. O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not. Man, our God is amazing, y'all. Our power is amazing. He's amazing, family. I don't know what type of feeling you get when you read these scriptures and talk about this power and the power of his son, but they are amazing, man. These scriptures should give you joy and a sense of peace, because he's going to fight for you, Israel. Why you think all these things are happening around you and containing you? Because they know what's coming. They know what's about to take place, and they are afraid. So they are trying to diminish you as much as they can so you don't be delivered. But they don't understand there's something called a first resurrection. So whether you kill me for the Lord's name's sake, he just going to raise me back up, so you're going to see my face again if I be so blessed. Now jump down to verse 24 through 27. 24 through 27. And it reads, and when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness, they looked unto the multitude, and behold, they were dead bodies falling to the earth, and none escaped. They were dead bodies falling to the earth, and none escaped. They were dead bodies falling to the earth, and none escaped. And when Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away the spoil of them, they found among them in abundance both riches, and with the dead bodies and precious jewels, which they stripped off for themselves, more than they can carry away. And they were 3 days in gathering of the spoil. It was so much. And on the 4th day, they assembled themselves in the valley of Berakah, for they blessed the Lord. Therefore, the name of that place was called the valley of Berakah unto this day. Did they rejoice, Kjudah? Let's see. Verse 27. Then they returned, every man of Judah and Jerusalem, and Jehoshaphat in the forefront of them, to go again to Jerusalem with joy. For the Lord have made them to rejoice over their enemies. For the Lord have allowed them to rejoice over their enemies. For the Lord have allowed them to rejoice over their enemies. Bow. So how the nation's gonna get around this? Rejoice not when your enemy fall. First of all, it say enemy, meaning singular. And it's talking about Israelites, written by Israelites for Israelites. Because they sure rejoice over the enemy. David rejoiced over their enemies. Our forefathers always rejoice over the enemy. So what is you nation talking about? Being woefully misinformed. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 1 through 3. And I have one more scripture after this. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. You have been woefully misinformed, man. Pray for your people and pray for deliverance and pray for all nations to come crumbling down. Jeremiah 2, 1 through 3. Jeremiah 2, 1 through 3. Jeremiah 2, 1 through 3. And it reads, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, thus said the Lord, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thy espousal, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in the land that was not sown. Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruit of his increase. All that devoured him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, said the Lord. Hear ye. Hold up. I thought I was supposed to. Why are y'all being devoured? I get it. Y'all thought y'all was just gonna be able to harm us, and then the Lord was just gonna look past it. He say, all that devoured us shall be devoured. That sounds like the big payback. So don't come crying to me talking about pray for America. I would never pray for America. I won't pray for this country or any other country. Only coons pray for America. And I'm not on the coon train. So I won't pray for this place. Only coons pray for this place. Jill Scott did the national anthem. You got Negroes sitting up there crying, making videos on TikTok, mad at Jill Scott. Nigga, shut up. You sound stupid and dumb. Talking about this is my country and we fought and died for this country. Nigga, my daddy was in the Marines. My daddy brother was in the Marines. My uncle fought for this country. What you talking about? Shut up. Some of y'all don't got no family that fought in the military. Don't you know what the Marines are? They're the first ones to go to battle. So nigga, shut up. Make me sick. Sitting up here talking about, I can't believe Jill Scott sing that song and the Star Spangled Banner against America. Coons, man. Weak coons. But all Israel ain't Israel, family. I'm serious. Some of our people just so far gone, leave them alone, man. They brainwashed. They gone, family. Let's go to Jeremiah 30 and verse 16, and this will be last. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16, and this will be last, family. Make no sense, boy. And half of these people talking ain't never been in the military. I ain't never been in the military. My mama told me I ain't going to nobody's military and I ain't fighting in nobody's war. That came from mama. And mama militant. Daddy, uncle, all my uncles, military. Military. Come on, man. What you talking about? Stepdaddy was a sergeant in the army. Yeah, stepdaddy was a sergeant in the army. What you talking about, man? Shut up, man. And I still won't pray for this country. And I come from a military family and still won't pray for this country. I wouldn't disrespect my daddy and them, like in their face. Talking about because what they had to go through, I ain't have to go through that. That's called wisdom. I got to shut my mouth. But I ain't praying for this country. And they know where I stand when it come to that. Jeremiah 30. Everybody making videos, ain't got nobody that fought in the military. Them niggas ain't even fighting in the military, but fighting for the country. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16, and this will be last. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16, and this will be last. And it reads, therefore, all they, now some of them, all they, just some of them. Therefore, all they that devoured thee shall be devoured. Therefore, all they that devoured thee shall be devoured. And all thy adversaries, no, just some of them, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. That's the lesson, family. I pray somebody got some understanding. Your brother Kjudah bids you y'all speed and y'all sure speed. Whatever you do, family, rule your spirit and turn the cheek from your brothers and sisters, that both of y'all may live to see another day. That doesn't make you weak, that make you strong. But in the eyes and flesh of blood, in the eyes of flesh and blood people, if they are not walking in the spirit, they will never be able to understand the decision you made to walk away. The decision you made not to hurt another brother, not to hurt another sister. When they come to your enemies, when the Bible say rejoice not over them, he say enemy, not enemies. Because David rejoiced over his enemies. Jehoshaphat rejoiced over his enemies. Hezekiah and all the kings, when they went out to battle, they rejoiced when the Lord got the victory. And we, as a people, shall also do the same exact thing, Israel. I say big salute, family. I say big salute.
I find it hard sometimes. Please, Father, help me. I just want to get right. And I don't want to slip up, but it's hard to keep up in a world so upside down. So guide me, guide me, guide me. Guide me, guide me, guide me. It's been a while since I spoke to you. While nobody is around, I just wanna say to you, I thank you for everything that you blessed me with. If there's a time for anything, this will be it. Can't nobody take what you made me feel. Can't nobody shake what I have instilled inside of me. They might try, but the power that's beside of me, ride for me, fight for me, die for me, try me. And I'm here, fighting for your love. Do I make that clear? I might need a little work, but I keep you near. Never doubted what you said, and it's all right here inside of me. I'm keeping scriptures like they part of me. And if I miss a single day, why does it bother me? Getting so distracted, really slacking. Know you looking, sitting, thinking, praying that you hear just what I'm saying. Don't give up on me. Yeah. Don't give up on me. Ooh, 'cause I find it hard sometimes. Please, Father, help me. I just wanna get right. And I don't wanna slip up, but it's hard to keep up in a world so upside down. So guide me, guide me, guide me. Guide me, guide me, guide me. Many times I ran out from you, but I always came back. Can't stand not having you in my life. Need you day and night, always by my side, teaching me wrong from right. So don't let go. Coming back full force, so hold on. And I'm blessed beyond measure. Fruits of the spirit is undefined treasure. Ain't nobody take what you made me feel. Ain't nobody shake what I have instilled inside of me. They might try, but the power that's beside of me, ride for me, fight for me, die for me, try me. help from you, please. So guide me, guide me. I find it hard sometimes. Please, Father, help me. I just wanna get right, and I don't wanna slip up, but it's hard to keep up in a world so upside down. So guide me, guide me, guide me. Guide me, guide me, guide me.
Hey, everybody in the chat box, these lessons, family, please write these lessons down, because I'm telling you, you are going to come across somebody who are going to try to always twist things up upon you, especially those of the other nations. All that turn the other cheek. Oh, you supposed to pray for America. Here go the scripture where it say, don't rejoice when the enemy fall. You have the arsenal and the scriptures, line by line and precept by precept, to prove to them they have been woefully misinformed, family. Don't pray when your brother and sister fall. Don't pray when your brother and sister stumble, because we just read that they all rejoice when the enemy fell. Even when Babylon fall in the future, he say the earth break into singing and we rejoice. Revelations 18 say the apostles and the disciples gonna rejoice at the fall of Babylon. So family, continue to study to show yourself approved. Read these scriptures for yourself, family, please. Write all this stuff down. I'm telling you, it is very important, because you are going to come across somebody going to want to talk to you about the scripture. So you want to always keep yourself sharp. You want to always keep your understanding up to date. Do not get lazy when dealing with this word, because there are so many deceivers who know how to twist words around and manipulate words and play with words. But if you seek in this book, boy, they won't be able to do it to you. So in the words of my beloved sister August Dreams, thank y'all for coming to the Lion's Den, family. Let's get it. And your brother Kjudah wanna say, Shalom.